How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Mosballin. Today we got kind of a different video. I just want to talk to you guys pretty much. I just want to talk to you guys about this new vending journey that we're on. I just bought a brand new camera. Everyone swears by it. It looks amazing. The Osmo Pocket 3. I'm down to give it a review later on down this week when I try it out a little bit more. I want to vlog with it. I want to do so much. I'm going to be showing you guys my vending POV, just how I interact. I have a show this weekend, a show the following weekend, and today we're just going to talk about my first time experience because I did it not this weekend but the weekend before. It was my first time. I was so nervous going into it, and yeah, I know this is very weird. This mic right here, I have it on a Pokemon card, but it's not any Pokemon card. It is Ditto. Yes, there's a reason it's on this Ditto. If you guys don't know, Ditto transforms into anything, and that's how I want to consider myself moving forward. I want to be able to transform. I want to be able to take shapes and become something bigger. Not a scalper, not a mean person, nothing like that, but I want to be able to try out new content for you guys as well as for myself and grow as a person. I think that's something I can and am capable of doing, and that's the game plan. So let's kind of start from the beginning. I wasn't planning to do this. I always watched videos on vending. It was something that I really enjoyed. I've never been to a show before. I've never been to anything. I've been living in Egypt the past couple years, and they don't have Pokemon cards there. They don't have the vending thing. They don't have any of that stuff. So once I moved back to the United States, I was like, all right, let's take life slow, let's figure things out. And then I found out that there's a bunch of shows around me, kind of not too far, not too crazy, and I thought, why not, like randomly in the week, there was like 3 days before this show, I was like, let me just hit them up. If they have a table open, I'm just gonna go. It was just one of those things. I was like, I don't have the stock, I don't have anything, I don't know what I'm gonna sell. I just want to be there and kind of learn and experience what it's like to be a vendor and see if I like it, if I will enjoy it. And I thought the best way was just to jump straight into it, not go to any shows, not try anything else out. It was just like one of those things, like, what could really go wrong? I just told myself if I sit there and think about it too long, I might decide like, oh, I can't do it, oh, I don't want to do it, oh, this and that. And this sounds or feels weird holding it. I don't know if the quality's even better. Next time I'll clip it for sure. But realistically, I was just like, no, I gotta just jump into it. You know, when like you're hesitant of jumping in the pool, you're hesitant to jump in the water, and you're like, if I go fast, I won't feel the cold, I won't that. That's kind of how it really was. I was like, let me just go head first, don't think about it, and that way, like, what's the worst that could happen, right? I don't make some money, who cares? Like, I'm not in it for the money. I've never been into anything for money. It's always been about experiences. That's how I took my life, like moving. Like, obviously you care about like doing the right thing and all that stuff, but the bottom line should always be the experience, right? I'm not gonna go into something knowing that it's gonna be a bad experience, but you gotta try. You don't know what you're gonna enjoy, and I've loved watching the content around this stuff that I was like, let me go for it, and I don't regret it at all. I've learned so much every encounter. I'm not a very talkative person, but I felt like I talked to everyone really well. I was engaged. I'm so behind on the Pokemon, like I don't know everything, but I sat there and I studied as best as I can. So if someone tells me this is their favorite, this is what they need, I was like, yo, I might have it, right? So I went with my personal collection, which isn't the best or isn't the greatest. It's just cards I picked up over the past couple years because I had a flood that happened in my house years ago and it ruined my childhood collection, which hurts obviously. But it was like personal collection and then some sealed product, just so like if someone wanted something bigger or I needed to do a trade or any of that. So for people that don't know what like these shows are, people come in to trade you stuff, they come to buy stuff and come to sell stuff. So I'm in it to kind of help people be able to do all that stuff with someone who's trustworthy. I feel like I'm a trustworthy person. I don't have like my best interest at heart. I have your best interest. That's how I want to be. That's how I envision myself. So things that I'm not familiar with at all that was scaring me is I can't really spot a fake Pokemon card. I felt like that was a huge thing. I was like, people are gonna try to rip me off with like sealed product that are resealed or like that they've been opened and tampered with. Those are things I was worried about. So the first thing I did when I got there, or should I start before that? No, let's start with what happened when I got there, and then I'll talk about like backstory later. But I try to get to know the people around me. I talked to a couple of them. They were super nice, super cool. And I told them this is my first time and I really might need your help, like to see if something's fake because I'm not gonna know, and little things of that nature. Someone told me about like the texture and little things of that, but that happened later because I did buy a fake Pokemon card. I did buy one. Thankfully, it wasn't expensive. I didn't like my highest card, so you guys can know. The highest, most expensive card was this Charizard I had. I'll put it on the screen. This card goes for about 130 bucks or so around that time. And I had a couple $50 cards, 60, maybe 70. I literally went into an LGS, like LCS, right? Local card store. And I bought like some cards and I was like, I'm going to lose value on these. I don't care. I just want to be able to fill out my case. It took me forever to find a case. I signed up 3 days before, so I couldn't order one from Amazon. It wasn't going to come in time. I went to a couple stores and I was able to thankfully find one that wasn't the best. It was more for jerseys, and I was like, I'm gonna use this. It worked out really well. I liked it. It was only like $40, so I was like, it's okay. I was buying like the sealed products. I was opening them up so I could have single packs if someone wanted single packs. I just wanted to make sure I had everything so it doesn't look like I'm missing out on too much. I had stickers and mainly dollar cards. Like I had a bunch of cards that go for $1, $2, $3, and I had them easily laid out. Plus a binder that had a little bit more expensive cards. It was like $4 to $10. And then my case was the 10 to the 100 that I had, right? That was pretty much my layout. And like I said, I bought one fake card and I didn't realize till somebody walking by, another vendor, he looked at it and he was like, yo, this card is fake, by the way. I was like, no way, can you show me? And he's the one that explained to me the texturing, because I looked up the card on TCG. It looked legit, like you can't really tell texture and all that, but it was a card that actually existed. He told me the back looks really good. You can't even be able to tell really from the back, but the front, the lack of texture, he showed me the difference. I told him, can you please rip it? Because I know people rip cards to show, and he was able to show me the difference when you rip the card. So all that definitely helped me out. Shout out to you, man. I don't remember, I asked you your name, but I don't remember it right now. That's the hardest part, remembering people's names after you meet so many people. But the community is amazing. Everyone's so nice. I had stickers for the kids as well as some adults for sure. Like anyone that came by, I had all these cute stickers, and I told them, you can have one, feel free. If you wanted multiple, just give me $1 or something. That way, like I could buy more stickers for more people. And that's kind of how I went about it. It was super dope. Just being able to do that. Next show, I plan to have more free cards to give away as well. I didn't mind giving someone $1 card for free, obviously, but I just wanted to be able to give out a lot more stuff. I gave out a couple cards that were worth a little bit more. I gave out a pack for free, and that's where like my business mindset is gonna hurt me, right? Like I don't have a business mindset. I'm more in it for the people, and I feel like that might hurt me like at my expense a lot more times than not. Like I said, I was willing to open the sealed product to sell them individually, even though I was gonna make less money, even though like this and that. And I just want to be there for the great experience, someone's first card show, making them happy, making them excited. But overall, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it, even with that bad experience of the fake card. Another really bad thing, because I feel like I'm too nice, it was hard for me to say no to people. Like whether it was just kids who were like trying to trade up, like I traded kids a couple things, but there was some kids that were trying to give you like 20-cent cards and wanted something way more expensive, and you're like, no, I don't want it right now, please. Like that was really hard for me to do, and I was trying to accommodate for everyone, but I realized like after I gave out a couple things for free, I was like, no, let me chill out, let me like actually not lose everything, because then I'm not gonna be able to do this long term if I'm losing everything. That was hard. Plus a lot of people I said yes to at really low like percentages. I sold some dude at 60% just because I felt bad that he went through the effort of picking out cards, which made no sense. They were like dollar cards, and I know he's gonna make money selling them on whatnot. For some reason I said okay to him. That should never happen. Another guy bought a couple of my sealed stuff at a percentage, and afterwards I was like, I'm pretty positive I lost money on a couple of them, but I also felt weird saying no, like, and I got to, like, as a business person, there's nothing wrong with saying no, and that's something I'm learning. That's something I need to understand. I was able to buy cards at higher values than other people were. Like, people were telling me, oh, I was offered like 30 on this, and then I was like, oh, I'll take it for 35 just so I could have the inventory. Though that I didn't mind doing. I'm really bad at checking condition. That was something that was like I was forgetting about 99% of the time. I wasn't looking at the back of cards, so I definitely messed up on one of those. But now I know. I need to check condition, which is very important. And it's okay to like be honest with people. I'm not gonna rip someone off and be like, oh, this is LP MP when it's near mint. But it makes sense for me to offer them the right thing by checking. And those are things that I'm learning over time. those are things that are probably not going to be easy for me like in the beginning, but like step by step as I do it more and more, I'm sure it's going to become natural and it's going to become second nature. My sister came to check out the camera, so it threw me off right there. But yeah, like I was saying, it's like it's all that stuff's going to become second nature as I do it more and more. I really enjoy watching the content, so I hope I can make good content that you guys would enjoy watching as well. I just want to be a positive light in this space. There's so many positive lights. There's so many amazing people that I've been watching, especially while I was in Egypt. I was like going through it mentally, but watching this kind of content helped me out a lot. And I think it's basically it could be a beacon for good energy towards the world. It really can. There's so much kindness that goes into this community that I feel like this might be the place that changes the world moving forward. Like, this is the next generation being taught things the right way. There's obviously going to be people that try to steal. Someone tried to steal from me in the first show. I'm sure somebody did. I only caught one person like actually trying to take a card, and I said something even though that was hard. I was about to let him take it because it was a cheap card, but I had to say something. I honestly, till this moment, I overcharged some girl for a card, like this little girl, and I couldn't sleep for like a week straight. Like, I have not been able to sleep, and I'm like, I hope I run into them again because I owe them so much. And I hope that happens because that's not something I meant for it to happen. I saw the sticker, I was helping somebody else, and then I checked it later. So with pricing, it's so hard to price things because the market moves so much. And I saw that that card dropped, but I hadn't had a chance to change the sticker from the first to the second day. So she overpaid for it 100%. And like, she just put the money, and I just like, it wasn't even me. Like, I don't know. So I just felt bad. And I hope little things like that never ever happen again, and like I can learn from this how to juggle multiple people, because I didn't expect that. I thought I would get a customer here and there, but no, there was times where I had like 4 different people, like groups in front of my table, and it was just so much and so overwhelming. And I think with the camera, you guys will be able to see how I deal with that and how I learn and expand and become better at interacting. I think that's why I love YouTube so much. I loved my growth as a person over time. And I think with this, we'll be able to see my growth in a different avenue. And it's going to be so much fun. Tomorrow, I have planned me getting ready for my next show, showing you guys everything I'm working on to get stuff out there. I'll also put on the screen right now, I know it's kind of late into it, if you made it this far, please let me know which is your favorite out of all these cards that I'm about to show you. These are some of the cards that I sold in my first show, that whether I bought them or I went in with. I'll start with the ones that I came in with that sold really fast that I know people like, and then in a little bit we'll put up on the screen some of the cards that I maybe bought or traded for, because people were trading me cards. I was hoping I was giving good percentages. It was based off what I was watching, so mainly people give out 80%. I know cash is more 75 to 80 depending, and then higher trades will do a little bit higher. But I was able to pick up my first slabs. People were coming up to me trying to sell me cards that were worth like $500, $1,000, $3,000. Someone came up to me with a 3,000 card, and I was like, I can't buy that from you. It's not gonna fit in my collection. No one's gonna come by and see that and be like, I want that when I have these other stuff. Maybe in the future, I pick up something like that and then try to trade it towards like other cards that are like 100. I want to grow what I have in front of me slowly but surely. That is my plan, right? Like, I started with $10 cards to 100 in my case. Now this next show, I plan to have $20 to 100, right? With 2 slabs. The 2 slabs I picked up are on your screen right now. Let me know what you think of them. I traded sealed products for both of them, right? I also traded a sealed Silver Tempest ETB for this bad boy right here that I opened on the channel the other day. If you guys want to check it out, the link will be down below. But basically, I just want to be able, like I said, have multiple things. So if anyone ever wants something, they're able to make it happen. They're able to get it. Like this week, I've been trying to pick up as many evolutions as possible. People ask me for baby shinies a lot, so I try to pick those up. I'm just trying to like make sure I have things that people would want and ask for. Not because I want to make money off of it, but just so I could help people that are collecting or in it for other reasons, right? That's the main point. You always want to have your Charizards, your Gengars, the little things that I'm learning. And I definitely grew. I bought 1,000 cards this week that you guys will see tomorrow. None of them are crazy. I didn't buy anything too expensive because it's hard to just buy expensive cards from online like TCG Market and stuff. I'll hopefully start picking up those stuff in person. I bought 2 Gengars in my last show. One of them sold really fast. I bought like a couple things, nothing too crazy expensive like I said, but this show, that's what I plan to do. If you guys have collections, if you guys have things you want to sell me, you can feel free to hit me up on Instagram, little things of that, so you can make some money and so I can have more like content or stuff like that so I can give out to people. But yeah, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this. I know this wasn't the greatest video in the world, but yeah, I'm just learning. Basically, if you are ever thinking about vending, definitely go for it. You'll learn so much. What's the worst that could happen? You lose your fee for the table, which is what I went in there thinking, and I wasn't even mad at that. But if you're going in it for the money, I always told people, if you're going into YouTube for money, it's not gonna work out for you. If you're going into streaming for money, it's not gonna work out for you. You gotta have other motives. Like if you're doing it for the right reasons, things line up right. If it's just the money, just do Whatnot or something, right? Figure that out. Figure out that space. Vending, I feel like your heart has to be in a better place, because that's what the community deserves, right? That's what people need. And yeah, I'm super excited for the next journey, the next everything. I was so prepared, man. I had the boxes that you buy from like Costco that carry everything. I had a bunch of those. I got the wheel truck thingy-majig, the trolley, like all that. I was able to carry everything in. I need more binders. I just bought a new binder for slabs, and man, I thought I did a great job pricing everything the night before because things move so much, and trying to do my best to help out the community. When people ask for like discounts, I obviously looked out for them as much as I can. Obviously it's a business, so you don't want to go down too much. That's the thing I have to learn. But yeah, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys are excited for the next chapter, and I will be seeing you guys tomorrow with more, 100%. I'll see y'all soon. Hope the quality of this was good. I didn't even test the camera quality as much as I should have. And it's been your boy Mos. Thank you for doing the most, being the most, and let's collect them all.